Good afternoon. So, on the behalf of Dental Desk Academy, since NEET MDS 2026 is just around the corner, let us quickly discuss the first part of NEET MDS 2025. Now, this can be a super long discussion, but I don't want it to be that way. So, we're going to brush through the important concepts and these 100 questions for now. Let's begin. So, the first question, this is of course not in the exact order, but yes, the first question was, can you tell a syndrome where you have a plicated tongue, facial palsy, and labial swellings? Three signs. It's a triad almost. Plicated means scrotal tongue. Facial palsy. This definitely smells of Melkerson-Rosenthal syndrome. Okay. Why not the other options? Parry-Romberg syndrome is facial hemiatrophy. Stevens-Johnson syndrome is a severe hypersensitivity reaction. And von der Wood syndrome has double, it has a lower lip pits, okay, and you may have cleft lip and cleft palate. So for this particular one, where you have your scrotal tongue, you have facial palsy, and you have these, super swelling of these lips, the best answer is Melkerson-Rosenthal syndrome. Next, a 53-year-old male patient, he receives a stab wound in the chest and he complains of breathing difficulty. Okay? Always remember in NEET, you have to break down each question. So he was hypotensive. Mane BP gir gaya, and he had distended neck veins. Now, if you have studied general medicine enough, I think a triad may be coming into mind. Have you heard of Beck's triad? Hypotension, distended neck veins, and muffled heart sound. And see, it is right there. There are signs of labored breathing and muffled heart sound. So this is the Beck's triad, which is pertinent in cardiac tamponade. Okay, cardiac tamponade. As you can see in the next slide, all right, what is cardiac tamponade? Basically, it's a kind of medical emergency in which you have the Beck's triad. Okay, so what happens around the heart? You have the pericardium, right? When you, in the pericardium, there is buildup of either fluid or air or blood, right? It leads to cardiac tamponade. Okay, the heart is not free anymore because it's got surrounded with built-up of fluid in the pericardium. It will lead to these three triad symptoms where the blood pressure will fall. The heart sound, due to so much of buildup, will be muffled and the jugular veins will remain distended. Okay? Can occur due to ruptured aorta, can occur due to a stab incision, stab wound like described in the question. So what will you do when such a patient comes to you? You can't go for needle decompression, honestly, or even intercostal drain. Why? Because these are the best treatments for tension pneumothorax. Tension pneumothorax. But for such a case of cardiac tamponade, jahan pe pericardium mein it has built up, you will do pericardiocentesis. Pericardiocentesis. This should be the first line of treatment. Okay? So this pericardiocentesis will relieve the pressure around the pericardium and the patient will feel much better, and then you will go on for the subsequent treatment. So please remember, needle decompression and intercostal drain are for tension pneumothorax. All right. Okay, so again, I'm not going to get into too deep, right? We just need to brush through the main concepts. Next. So you were restoring a carious tooth in an 8-year-old child. And suddenly the child started shouting and crying. And so to pacify the child, the dentist changed from an aerator to a spoon excavator. So what did the dentist do here? The dentist did continue the treatment, but he took a aversive stimulus because obviously aerator being so noisy and it was very unpleasant for the child. So what did the dentist do? The dentist removed this aversive stimulus, still continued to do his work, almost as if he did reinforcement. Reinforcement means we want to increase the frequency of a desired behavior. Okay, but what did he do? He did negative reinforcement. He removed the unpleasant aversive stimulus, that is, he withdrew it. So he removed the erotor and replaced it with a spoon excavator. So this is a type of negative reinforcement. Okay, he did not absolutely omit, he didn't entirely remove the stimulus. Okay, neither he did desensitization. In desensitization, gradually you expose the patient to, harder procedures. He was doing something tougher. He did a simpler thing after this. So he did negative reinforcement because he wanted to increase the good behavior. Okay, he wanted to increase the frequency of the desired behavior. Okay, next, root caries is initiated by very direct question. It's actinomyces viscus. Please remember. Okay, a 14-year-old girl, 14 means teenager. Let's go. She presented with a dull pain. Now, whenever dull pain comes, something to do with periodontal origin mostly. In both upper and lower molar areas. Molar areas. They've not said anything else. So it does smell of a localized lesion, whatever it is. Let's keep reading. Please remember, in NEET, each and every line is important. Each and every line can give you the hint of what the question will ask next. All right, please pay attention. On examination, the lower left first molar was mobile, but there were no gingival swelling and no plaque. So that means inflammation is not there. She's a 14-year-old girl. She's a teenager. In a very specific localized area, she's having such severe bone loss without having the inflammation. And then finally, they have given it to you. Mirror pattern of bone loss is being seen. Mirror pattern of bone loss. This highly suggests localized aggressive periodontitis. They couldn't have, given you the symptoms better. So I hope you understand how to go about NEET. It is each and every step. Keep going for it. Now, let us identify the red structure. So when I look at this diagram, I know it is cap stage. Now, what I know in cap stage, that various transient structures are there. These particular cells in the center, they are kind of originating close to the inner enamel epithelium. Okay. Also, since we all have studied DA/DH so many times, I don't remember drawing these cluster of cells very frequently in the subsequent stages. What does this mean? It means it's a transient structure. So amongst the options, obviously it has to be either dental knot or dental niche. And if I've studied my theory better, I know dental knot comes in cap stage. It is transient. It is a cluster of cells, densely packed, non-dividing epithelial cells, जिसका काम is to do with signaling and tooth morphogenesis. They will decide how the cusps will occur in the future. So this is dental knot. Okay, I hope your theory is strong by now, so you can decide with the options and you can eliminate the options faster. Let's go. Next question. A 33-year-old female reported with fever, pain on swallowing, and formation of a white membrane in the posterior wall of oropharynx. Now they are saying it's a white membrane. Can it be a white pseudomembrane? Should I think about diphtheria? Or should I even think about candidiasis? White membrane? She seems, immunocompromised, some sort of thing is there, fever. Let's keep reading. Culture revealed pseudohyphae. भाई pseudohyphae हमें पता है फंगस में होता है, तो भाई ये कैंडिडा एल्बाइकन्स की बात कर रहा है. It is not talking about diphtheria. And medium containing iron promoted growth organism. Iron promoted. If you have read Anant Narayan well, you should know that Candida albicans has the ability to acquire the iron from the host proteins. Candida albicans goes through something called as iron acquired systems. ये कैंडिडा बहुत स्मार्ट होता है, ये आयरन को यूज करता है अपनी ग्रोथ बनाने में. आयरन एक्वायर्ड सिस्टम्स. ओके, सो यस, अब हमें क्या देखना है? व्हाट इज इट आस्किंग? It is asking which factor is required for the transfer of iron. Okay, for the transfer of iron. Ferritin, hemosiderin are storage forms of iron. Transferrin is the transfer form of iron. So अगर आप last line भी देखोगे, you can guess which is the best answer. And if you have read your theory well enough, you should know that Candida albicans is the one जिसमें you have iron acquired systems going on. Okay, so let us continue. I hope you're able to understand it. Let's go. I know I may be going a tad fast, but we have only 5-6 days. We can't delay. Let's go. Enamel development is dependent upon various proteins during development. Yes, we know that. Defects in amylogenin protein during enamel development will cause what? Now, let me tell you, amylogenin is the most abundant enamel matrix protein. Enamel matrix के प्रोटीन में सबसे ज्यादा abundant रहता है. Basically, amylogenin जो रहता है ये एक scaffold देता है जिसमें all your enamel prisms will form rods eventually. It gives a support, it gives a scaffold to regulate the formation of proper enamel. Okay, and what happens अगर ये amyl X gene में mutation हो जाती है तो hypoplastic enamel बनता है. Hypoplastic enamel. So they are saying that if defect in amylogenin is there, that means automatically hypomaturative calcified nahi. It is hypoplastic. Now we have to eliminate between these two. Without enamel rod, with enamel thickness. I just told you it is required, amylogenin is required for scaffolding to form the good prisms, which will form good rods. So obviously proper enamel rods won't be formed agar amylogenin mein disturbance hai. I hope it was clear. Let us move on to the next question. Please remember, NEET mein nowadays, two options will be quite close. They'll be quite correct. You have to eliminate and get to the right answer. Now, artery emerging from between the roots of auriculotemporal nerve. Agar first year anatomy yaad hai, so we know auriculotemporal nerve kind of encircles like this, and an artery comes in between the roots. There was a very distinct diagram we used to make with the middle meningeal artery. Okay, I see, I just told you that circling is there and ek artery beech se nikal rahi hoti hai. So it's a middle meningeal artery, which is a branch of the maxillary artery. Maxillary artery being one of the terminal branches of the external carotid artery. Right? Let's go. Identify the age of the child years plus months के फॉर्मेट में. तो भाई पहले हम ये फोटो देखते हैं. ऑप्शन मत देखो, पहले फोटो देखो. ओके, फोटो देखने से मुझे ये तो दिख गया कि भाई मिक्स डेंटिशन है. All right, you have a mixed dentition stage going on. Let me first look at the molars, one of the first teeth to erupt. Now, what I can appreciate that yes, the molar are erupted, molars are erupted, but can you see the root formation is definitely not complete. And अगर हम यहाँ पे देखें maxilla, यहाँ पे तो still that development is going on. So I can say 6 years से थोड़ा सा बच्चा कम होगा. 6 years के पास है, but कम होगा. एंड अदर देन दैट इन साइजेस को भी एक बार देखते हैं क्योंकि 6 to 7 पे तो ये भी तो आते हैं. तो भाई ये तो अभी भी इरप्ट हो रहे हैं, तो 6 से तो कम है. 2 years 9 months तो नहीं हो सकता, बाकी इज टू मच. द बेस्ट ऑप्शन इज ए, 5 years and 9 months के आसपास. दिस सूट्स अस बेस्ट, सो वील चूज दैट. नेक्स्ट, which are the following impression techniques is best suited to improve tissue support for mandibular distal extension basis? Okay, मैंडिबुलर डिस्टल एक्सटेंशन बेसिस माने कैनेडी क्लास 1 या कैनेडी क्लास 2. ओके, अब ये बोल रहा है विच आर द फॉलोइंग इंप्रेशन टेक्निक्स इज बेस्ट जिससे टिश्यू सपोर्ट रहे, स्टेबिलिटी सपोर्ट रहे. सो भाई इन ऑप्शंस में क्लोज्ड माउथ, ओपन माउथ, म्यूको कंप्रेसिव, सबसे बढ़िया ऑल्टर्ड कास्ट टेक्निक है. व्हाई इज दैट? बिकॉज ऑल्टर्ड कास्ट में क्या होता है, एक मेटालिक फ्रेमवर्क पहले बनाया जाता है. इट इज फैब्रिकेटेड, इट इज ट्राइड इन, देन एक फंक्शनल इंप्रेशन, फंक्शनल नॉट स्टैटिक, फंक्शनल इंप्रेशन लिया जाता है with that metallic framework in place. Okay, so the cast is then altered because we replace the distal edges with new functional impression because हम functional activities कर रहे थे. So because functional load like chewing के दौरान ये impression लिया गया है, maximum tissue contact रहेगा, support अच्छा रहेगा. Okay, stability, retention will be good, and the torquing forces on the abutment teeth, extra forces on the abutment teeth will go down. Right? Why not the others? Why not closed mouth technique? Yes, closed mouth is also functional, but altered cast में because of that metallic framework it is even better. Open mouth में रेस्ट में रिकॉर्ड किया हो जाता है, you will not have that great support. म्यूकोकम्प्रेसिव टेक्निक में ओवर कंप्रेशन ऑफ टिश्यू है, टू मच कंप्रेशन ऑफ टिश्यू है, जब रिबाउंड होता है तो अनस्टेबल डेंचर होने की संभावना है। सो हम लोगों के लिए चारों ऑप्शंस में बेस्ट वाज ऑल्टर्ड कास्ट टेक्निक। ओके, a 43-year-old patient with a history of RTA came 12 hours later with gross contamination of wound. 12 hours, we are beyond the 6-hour golden period window. On examination, the wound is contaminated with swelling and necrotic tissue. How will you manage? So yes, we need to debride it. Obviously, there is necrotic tissue, तो मतलब debride करना पड़ेगा. But अब आप क्या secondary healing करेंगे या primary healing करेंगे? भाई प्राइमरी हीलिंग के लिए यू नीड टू हैव क्लीन एजेस। यहाँ पे खुद से बोल रहा है ग्रॉस है, कंटेमिनेटेड है, नेक्रोटिक टिश्यू है, स्वेलिंग है। यू कांट गो फॉर अ प्राइमरी क्लोजर विद suture here because अंदर ही अंदर that infection will get trapped and dehiscence and infection, abscess formation will occur. So you will allow secondary healing. You will let the tissue heal on its own from inside and out. Let all that necrotic slough and whatever just get out. So debride करिए and secondary healing allow करिए। 12 hours हो गए हैं, window cross हो चुका है, gross contaminated है। Okay, the 5-year-old patient reported with a loss of primary mandibular first molar. दोनों तरफ on both sides फर्स्ट मोलर गायब हो गए, माने स्पेस मेंटेनर लगाना पड़ेगा। तो कौन सा स्पेस मेंटेनर लगाना चाहिए? सो आई नो मोस्ट ऑफ यू मस्ट थिंक ओके लेट्स गो फॉर अ लिंगुअल आर्च। लिंगुअल आर्च इज क्वाइट अ रिमार्केबल स्पेस मेंटेनर, दोनों तरफ की बढ़िया स्टेबिलिटी रखता है। ओके दोनों तरफ के मोलर्स के लॉसेस को कंपेंसेट करता है। बट दे गेव अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हिंट हियर, 5-year-old patient। 5-year-old मीन्स अपने इंसाइजर्स इतने अच्छे से नहीं आए हैं। फॉर अ गुड लिंगुअल आर्च स्पेस मेंटेनर यू नीड टू हैव योर इंसाइजर्स प्रॉपर and ready. If the incisors won't be properly erupted, the lingual arch won't act in the best manner possible. So in such a case, जहाँ पे बस 5 साल का बच्चा है, आपके incisors have not grown, you should go for a bilateral band and loop. Okay, 5 years. यही अगर मैं 7 years लिखती, yes, go for a lingual arch. 8 years लिखती, go for a lingual arch. Okay, 36-year-old female complained of painful lesion in the oral cavity. Okay, oral examination revealed multiple areas of superficial erosion with erythematous base. तो नीचे पूरा रेडनेस है और इरोजन हो चुका है। इरोजन माने कुछ तो शायद वेसिकुलस लीजन, समथिंग ऑन दोस लाइंस। लेट्स कीप गोइंग। हिस्टोलॉजी देखने के बाद loss of cementing substance between epithelial cells. So all these epithelial cells, they are held by these these cementing like structures जिससे all the epithelial cells are joined together. They are saying that ये cement जो थी इन दोनों की bind जो bond था वो टूट गया है. So the cells are kind of lying on their own. This means acantholysis है. That means कोई vesiculobullous lesion होगा. And उसके अलावा they have told you intraepithelial split है. Within an epithelium only the cells are all erratic. The loss of that cement is there, so they're not stuck together. They're not bonded that well. Also, the cells are staining dark basophilic blue with hyperchromatic nucleus. Doesn't this suggest Zank cells? What is the disease? It has to be pemphigus. इनने अगर सब एपिथेलियल स्प्लिट लिखा होता तो शायद मैं लास्ट ऑप्शन बुल्लस पेम्फिगॉइड के लिए जाती। ओके लेडीज, 36-year-old, पेनफुल लीजन, इरोजन definitely suggests of that. All right, let's continue. Okay, 44-year-old female again. Presence of angiomatous lesion on the left cheek. Angiomatous lesion, कुछ vascular lesion है, चलते रहते हैं. She has history of convulsions also since many years. Radiograph will reveal leptomeningeal calcification. If you have read your theory enough, you know they are talking about Sturge-Weber syndrome. Okay, Sturge-Weber, sorry. इसमें tram track pattern on the skull दिखता है. What is Sturge-Weber? एक ऐसा vascular lesion है, इसको हम बोलते हैं एनकेफेलो ट्राइजेमाइनो एंजियोमेटोसिस। एनकेफेलो बिकॉज ब्रेन इफेक्ट होने के कारण कन्वल्शंस हो रहे हैं, रिफ्रैक्टरी सीजर बोलते हैं इनको। ओके, मैलफॉर्मेशन इनने बताया चीक के तरफ है, लेफ्ट साइड, माने मैक्सिलरी नर्व का एरिया, ऑप्थैल्मिक नर्व का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एरिया। ओके, एंड लेप्टोमेनेंजियल कैल्सिफिकेशन, एनकेफेलोट्राइजमाइनो angiomatosis, tram-track pattern. This is classic Sturge-Weber. Okay, she has vascular headache, can have glaucoma, port wine stain. That is the angiomatosis they were telling about. This is classic Sturge-Weber syndrome. Okay, amongst this, you know it can't be cleidocranial dysplasia, hypoplasia of clavicle, neurofibromatosis. You know what it is. All right, a lot of axillary freckling, caffeolate spots, and then you have Kipple-Trona-Hayes syndrome. That is also a vascular lesion, but it is seen in one particular limb. Okay, beta defensins are absent in. Direct question है, बीटा डिफेंसेंस आपके इनेट इम्यूनिटी में पार्ट लेते हैं, जंक्शनल एपिथेलियम में नहीं होते हैं। ओके, सो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन है, पेरियो का क्वेश्चन है। चलो, who coined the term microdentistry in 1980? Again, direct question. It is R.V. Apothecary. Not too much to discuss here. Let's go. Okay, ortho का question है. Let's go. An 8-year-old child, mixed dentition, was evaluated for arch length and space requirement. Mesodistal measurement of mandibular incisors was done. Mesodistal measurement किया गया, okay, 19.5. ठीक है. According to Tanaka-Johnson analysis, what is the expected measurement of the unerupted mandibular premolar and canine? So ये एक फॉर्मूला होता है, हमें पता है. So basically अगर मैंडिबल का हम कैलकुलेट करें, इट इज बेसिकली और मेसोडिस्टल मेजरमेंट ऑफ इंसाइजर अपॉन 2 प्लस 10.5, ये हमें अनइरप्टेड प्रीमोलर एंड कैनाइन की विड्थ बताएगा. यही अगर मैक्सिला का क्वेश्चन होता तो अगेन मेसोडिस्टल विड्थ मैंडिबुलर इंसाइजर अपॉन 2 प्लस 11, not 10.5. So we'll do exactly that. It's a calculation question. As you can see, sum of mandibular incisor into upon 2, तो 19.5 by 2 plus 10.5, क्योंकि हम mandible का देख रहे हैं. So it is basically 9.75 plus 10.5, which is 20.25, which is synonymous with option B, as you can see, yeah? So it's quite a direct question. 25-year-old man, young guy, suddenly lost consciousness and woke up spontaneously. Okay. General medicine, if you have read, you might have heard of something called as Stokes-Adams syndrome. चलते चलते सडनली ट्रांसिएंट लॉस ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस हो जाती है, सिंकोपल अटैक्स होते हैं, ट्रांसिएंट सिंकोपल अटैक्स होते हैं क्योंकि हार्ट ब्लॉक के कारण. ओके, जैसे ही ये हार्ट ब्लॉक थोड़ा ठीक हो जाता है, ब्लड विल कम बैक अगेन, पेशेंट उठ जाएगा फिर से खुद से, पूरा उसका फेस रेड हो जाएगा. दिस इज स्टोक्स एडम syndrome. Okay, sudden transient loss of consciousness, syncope due to incomplete heart block और severe Brady arrhythmia. इन दोनों के कारण, या तो हार्ट ब्लॉक या तो ब्रेडी एरिथीमिया के कारण होता है. राइट, लेट्स गो. 12-year-old boy, he was playing a cricket match, lost his tooth, but the mother found the tooth. So कौन सा मीडियम बेस्ट है? हमें मीडियम के बारे में पता है, that Hank balanced salt solution HBSS is the best. Y-span is very good. Then you have milk. Basically, you should not use any hypotonic solution like water. Use milk. It is really available, readily available, really good environment for the tooth to survive. Not a branch of facial nerve. तो फेशियल नर्व की 3 सेट्स में ब्रांच आती है. एक तो आपकी टर्मिनल ब्रांचेस है जिनको हम सब जानते हैं. उसके अलावा सबसे ऊपर से जो ब्रांचेस आपकी फेशियल कैनाल के पास 3 ब्रांचेस निकलती हैं, रिमेंबर GSC. ओके, ग्रेटर पेट्रोजल, नर्व टू स्टेपिडियस, कॉर्डा टिम्पैनी. इसमें आप ऑप्शन ए देख सकते हैं, डीप पेट्रोजल दिया है. इट्स नॉट डीप पेट्रोजल, इट्स ग्रेटर पेट्रोजल. सो नॉट अ ब्रांच ऑफ फेशियल नर्व, इज ऑब्वियसली ए. जो सेकेंड पार्ट था फेशियल नर्व का, उसमें हम TDS याद रखेंगे. Okay, posterior auricular nerve, posterior auricular, I would say, yeah, nerve, right, to muscles of auricle, nerve to digastric, and stylohyoid. And then terminal branches, I told you, you know it, temporal, zygomatic, and etc. etc. Yeah. Okay. During cavity preparation, there is an increased chance of pulp horn exposure in primary teeth. Why? Direct question है. Pulp horns higher होते हैं primary teeth में. This is why it happens. Identify the CVMI stage. Now, these questions can be a little irritating. It does not come very easy to us with routine practice. So, इन लोगों ने नीट में एक image दी थी. This is what I want you to understand. आप याद रखिएगा stage 1, 2, and 3 में you have a lot of trapezoids. Trapezium is basically when two sides are parallel and two sides are not parallel. Okay, with some notches. याद रखिएगा trapeziums देखिए. Okay, and some notching is there. Notching, yeah. Then stage 4, you have more of rectangular, horizontal, thoda wider है. Stage 5 is almost like a square. And, now, stage 6 and stage 4 में क्या है? Stage 4 में आपका rectangle है, but horizontal है. Stage 6 में rectangle है, but this time vertical है. Very simple. Stage 1, 2 and 3, trapezium याद रखिएगा. Last के देखिएगा. Okay? Stage 4 में rectangle but horizontal. Trapezium भी horizontal था, ये भी इधर horizontal था. अब दूसरी तरफ Stage 5 is square. Stage 6 is again rectangle, but ये बन जाता है vertical. Okay? Now, 34-year-old male presented with a white membrane in oropharynx. Let's see ये कौन सी disease के बारे में पूछने वाला है. On culture in corn meal agar, भाई कॉर्न मील अगार, ज़ापेक्डॉक्स, ये क्लासिक फंगस के लिए है, फंगाई. ओके, सो दैट मींस आई थिंक ये अगेन कोई फंगाई ही पूछने वाला है. लेट्स सी व्हिच वन इट इज. एट 22 डिग्री सेल्सियस ग्रोथ वाज सीन विद बडिंग ईस्ट सेल्स. तो 22 डिग्री सेल्सियस में बडिंग हो रही थी. बट जब 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस में ह्यूमन सीरम में कल्चर किया गया तब हाइफे हो गए. बडिंग से फिलामेंटस हाइफे बन गए. This means this organism is showing dimorphism. Dimorphism. Form change कर रहा है according to the temperature and the culture. So, in options, well, let me tell you, it is only histoplasmosis and candida which show dimorphism. Which one will you select? This candida is classic. इसको germ tube test बोलते हैं जिसमें 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस में हाइफे बनते हैं. This is germ tube test, solid for candida. In histoplasmosis, it's opposite. Less temperature में हाइफे होते हैं, higher temperature में budding होती है. Histoplasmosis में उल्टा है. Candida में ये है germ tube test. याद रखिएगा 37 डिग्री में they will show in the hyphae form. Okay, next question. 32-year-old female. She has a history of tobacco chewing since the age of 15. Oh my God. Now she complains of inability to open her mouth. Most likely talking about OSMF. Let's see. On oral examination, no ulcers in the oral cavity. What can it be? सारे options में best answer is OSMF without a doubt. Merkel cells are present in. तो Merkel cells हमारे touch mechano receptors रहते हैं, basal layer में present होते हैं, याद रखिएगा. Okay, direct question. Correct statement about sterilization. Let's see. If we read everything, I'm going to come to the answer directly. Look at option D. Sharp instruments can be sterilized by dry heat oven. Absolutely correct. Autoclave, जिसमें steam sterilization use होती है, what happens? Because of the steam, corrosion, dulling. Okay, your instruments which were sharp will become dull. Corrosion होगा, right? Whereas dry heat sterilization में, because you're not using the moisture, the sharpness is retained. So option D is the best option out there. Always sterilize sharp instruments in a dry heat oven if you want to maintain that sharpness and want to prevent corrosion. Yeah. Which form of silica shows the highest amount of thermal expansion at lower temperature? So ये भी एक direct question है dental material का. Quartz जो रहता है at approximately 570 degrees Celsius undergoes phase inversion in which gradually it expands. Okay. By the way, why do we want expansion? What is this? We are talking about investments. We want the investment material to expand in order to compensate for the casting metal shrinkage. जो इन्वेस्टमेंट में हम मेटल डालेंगे वो मेटल तो सॉलिडिफाई होते होते वक्त श्रिंक होता है, तो वो श्रिंक ज्यादा ना हो, डिस्टोर्शन ना हो, तभी हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट शुड एक्सपैंड. तो ये हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट है, ओके, जिसमें सिलिका बेस्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट है. तो पूछा जा रहा है व्हाट शुड वी यूज क्वार्ट्ज. क्वार्ट्ज का टेम्परेचर बहुत हाई है, 570 डिग्री सेल्सियस में फेज इन्वर्जन करेगा, एक्सपैंड करेगा, बट ग्रेजुअली. The best option here is cristobolite. At approximately 200 to 270 degree Celsius, cristobolite अच्छे से fast, sharp expand करेगा. And see what have they asked? They have asked at lower temperature कौन अच्छा expand करेगा. Fused silica, no. Tridymite, yes, the temperature is pretty less, 117 degree Celsius आसपास, 163 तक, but tridymite is not very commonly used. So most practical option for us is cristobolite. Cells characteristically seen in erythematous plaque. In plaque, in fatty streaks, out of this, you may have heard of lipid-laden foam cells. आपने ये टर्म सुने होंगे, bread and butter pericarditis, lipid-laden foam cells. Classic, this lipid-laden foam cells are classic for plaque and fatty streaks in your heart cells. Yeah, basically क्या होता है, macrophages will ingest oxidized LDL. Macrophage ये LDL को खा जाता है तो lipid-laden foamy cell बन जाता है. Which organelle is involved in packaging and sorting proteins and lipids into vesicles? ये नीट यूजी का क्वेश्चन है. गोल्गी apparatus does this. It packs and it sorts the protein. RER has more functions with protein. SER has more functions with lipid. Lysosome are the suicide cells. Mitochondria is the energy currency. In Ackermann and Profit system of classification, what is the first step we assess? So please remember, yes, I know in Ackermann Profit you must have been hearing the order. Like I remember it like this: apt CD, जिसमें हम alignment देखते हैं, profile, type, okay, then we see the class, and then we see the depth, the vertical, bite, the deep bite, वगैरह and all that. But when you are, using the proper steps, always better to go from outside to inside. तो पहले डेंटल अलाइनमेंट वगैरह देखने से पहले, क्लास देखने से पहले, क्रॉस बाइट देखने से पहले, फर्स्ट यू शुड सी द प्रोफाइल. कॉन्वेक्स है, स्ट्रेट है, कॉन्केव है, ऑलवेज सी द प्रोफाइल फर्स्ट. Ackermann Profit classification. Most common cause of sickling crisis in sickle cell anemia. Actually, the question should have been aplastic crisis. तो parvovirus जो रहता है B5, parvovirus induces aplastic crisis in sickle cell anemia. Factual question है, direct question है. 63-year-old female आई OPD में with signs of right heart failure. Okay. There was pedal edema. That means heart failure is very pertinent. Increased jugular-venous pressure. Her peripheral limb sensations were lost and there was demyelination of spinal cord. भाई जब ये सब चीजें आप पढ़ो, demyelination of spinal cord, तुरंत मेरे दिमाग में हमेशा कोई विटामिन ही आते हैं. विटामिन B12, मिथाइल कोबालामिन. एंड देखिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन यही है. It is likely a case of which vitamin deficiency. You should know that vitamin B12, methyl cyanocobalamin, it is responsible for, like deficiency of this causes neuropathy. You will say even B6 deficiency can cause neuropathy. So can B1. But B12 deficiency also causes demyelination of spinal cord. Okay? Definitely the question is asking this. Before placing porcelain laminate veneer, dentist should clean the prepared tooth with. Okay, so porcelain लगाने वाले हैं, आपको tooth साफ करना है. We don't go for fluorinated pumices because they will impede with the bonding, right? So you just go for a simple water-based pumice over here. Next, a 34-year-old female underwent clinical examinations, took treatment for halitosis without improvement. She had consultations with multiple dentists for halitosis, but still complains of bad breath. Oh, she's still complaining. Doesn't this seem something false? Like उनको दलासा नहीं हो रहा. Organoleptic tasting of nasal breath showed 0 score. माने actually halitosis नहीं है, उनको लग रहा है. Tongue coating and tooth oral coating score was 1. Volatile sulfur compound was also less. No caries was present, no coating was present on the teeth. So don't you think she has some sort of phobia like halitophobia? Okay, identify the radiograph view. So इसमें ऐसे कर रहे हैं पेशेंट, आपका हेड इज रेस्ड, यहां से आपकी बीम आ रही है. अगर हम ऐसे ही सोचें तो ऐसे व्यू में वी कैन इमेजिन आपके साइनसेस वगैरह अच्छे से दिखेंगे. दिस इज वाटर्स व्यू, also called as occipitomenton view. इसका हम रिवर्स करते हैं, नीचे की तरफ लेके जाते, that would have been reverse stance. Okay, this one over here जिसमें sinuses वगैरह we'll be able to see very well is occipitomenton. What is the time required for maintenance visit in a patient who received periodontal therapy previously with multiple teeth in both arches? Direct question hai, not very commonly asked, but yeah, just remember 1 hour should be the time taken for maintenance visit, in which you will be checking the health, you'll be advising, you'll be scheduling a further recall. Okay. 30-year-old female, caries mandibular first molar. Low grade tooth pain of low grade. Okay, थोड़ा सा दर्द हो रहा है. On examination, there is a little swelling, mild swelling of the buccal cortex. X-ray shows bone forming. Bone is forming over the cortical plate. Cortical plate के ऊपर तो periosteum. So some sort of periostitis is happening. Like a double contour. Doesn't it suggest of like a onion kind of appearance? Onion peel. And this is Gary's osteomyelitis. Proliferative subperiosteal proliferative periostitis. Low grade infection. Definitely suggestive of that. Yeah. 8-year-old child complains of repeated cramping of calf muscles after physical exertion. Exercise करने के बाद cramping हो रही है. This condition has been present since few years. खुद 8 साल का है, काफी साल से है. So okay, seems to be some sort of major disorder. He was diagnosed with a problem in glycogen metabolism. We know there are various types of glycogen storage disorders. And उसमें अगर आपको type 5 याद हो, McCardle's syndrome. McCardle syndrome जिसमें enzyme deficiencies of myophosphorylase, you have McCardle syndrome. Okay, these are the 6-7 types of glycogen storage disorders. In von Gerks जिसमें G glucose 5 phosphatase की deficiency होती है, उसमें you got hypoglycemia. This is McCardle. इसमें cramping होगी, myoglobinuria होगा, right? And this is what the question was asking. Trismus is principally caused by spasm of which muscle? So let me tell you, trismus जब भी आए आपको याद आना चाहिए कि okay, trismus can occur due to hematoma close to medial pterygoid, can occur due to masseter. Let us look at the options. इसमें medial pterygoid नहीं लिखा है. See, honestly, trismus occurs due to disturbance near the muscles of mastication. It's not only these two. सारे ही muscles of mastication क्या involvement के कारण trismus can be there. But highest wise, So masseter seems to be the best option here. I will go for masseter. 70-year-old female hai, old female hai, comes with a slow growing mass, slow, in front of ear for many years. I think we all have read enough to know they're talking about pleomorphic adenoma. See, they diagnosed it as that. What is the management? So pleomorphic adenoma में हम क्या करते हैं? हम superficial parodictomy करते हैं. We see it's not an aggressive lesion actually. It is very slow growing. And we always want कि भाई हम facial nerve preserve करें. Why not? Unless कुछ aggressive involvement हो गया है, तभी आप facial nerve को हटाओ, वरना always try to preserve it. Which endo instrument has extra contact with the shank? Okay, now this is a question which again you need to be really updated with the current endo concepts. So they are asking which endo instrument has extra contact with the shank. So in this, the answer is real world endo files. ये थोड़ी सी न्यू प्रोग्रेसिव फाइल्स हैं जिसका रेडियल लैंड एरिया इज क्वाइट अ लॉट. ओके, जितना रेडियल लैंड एरिया होता है तो दे विल कॉन्टैक्ट योर कैनाल वॉल्स वेरी वेल. सरफेस कॉन्टैक्ट बहुत ज्यादा है. ओके, सेंटरिंग एबिलिटी है, गाइडेंस अच्छा है. व्हाई नॉट अदर्स? द रेस फाइल्स वी नो उनके ऑल्टरनेट शार्प कटिंग एजेस होते हैं तो कटिंग एफिशिएंसी अच्छी होती है. हीरो 642 ट्रिपल हीलिक्स डिजाइन फाइल्स होते हैं, अच्छी बैलेंस्ड कटिंग का होती है, बट इतना लंबा कॉन्टैक्ट नहीं है कि एक एक कैनाल में एक एक पॉइंट का इतना अच्छे से कॉन्टैक्ट है. एंड देन जीटी फाइल्स, they have a lot of variable taper, they are not known for that radial contact. Okay, so just remember, real world means real contact, deep contact, lot of surface contact. I know it's not a very easy question. Like personally, I don't know if during my time I could have easily solved it. You really need to know in order to solve such questions. You can't do blind guesswork. Okay. Okay, this question has been repeated. Porcelain veneer लगाने से पहले always clean with water-based pumice. Don't use fluoride वगैरह because they will impede with the bond strength. Which of the following differentiates Crohn disease and ulcerative colitis? तो ये दोनों का मैं बता दूं. Crohn's disease जो रहती है, okay, Crohn's disease में skip lesion होते हैं, so it's never continuous. Can you see ulcerative colitis here? It's continuous. Okay, it is continuous inflammation in the bowel. And let me tell you, in ulcerative colitis, बस ऊपर ऊपर म्यूकोजा सब म्यूकोजा तक इन्वॉल्वमेंट रहता है. Whereas Crohn's disease में ट्रांसम्यूरल थोड़ा डीप इन्वॉल्वमेंट रहता है और स्किप होता है, पैची इन्फ्लेमेशन यहाँ है, फिर थोड़ी देर में यहाँ है, फिर यहाँ है. So Crohn's disease is known for skip lesions and transmural involvement. Melas syndrome occurs due to which mitochondrial defect? तो Melas syndrome is a syndrome which is like DNA tRNA defect. एंड ये जब प्रॉब्लम होती है तो प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस वगैरह में प्रॉब्लम होती है. अगेन यू नीड टू रियली नो दीज क्वेश्चंस के फैक्ट आपको पता चलने पड़ेंगे बिकॉज ब्लाइंड गेसिंग unless you're very sure, don't do blind guessing in such questions, right? So as I told you, DNA tRNA defect hai. So directly they have not given that, but we know that agar ye defected rahega to protein synthesis acha nahi hoga, so we'll go for option D. Highest malignancy potential, I think this question has been repeated many times, erythroplakia amongst all, very notorious. A 5-year-old child complains of an unusually large tooth. Okay, on examination, अब ये यहाँ से हमारा आंसर आ जाएगा. एक क्राउन है तो मोटा टूथ है, बड़ा है, एक क्राउन है. ओके, रूट्स 2 हैं. ओके, कैनाल भी 2 है, माने दो दो अलग टूथ ज्वाइन हो गए. तो इसके माने इसका मतलब होगा कि आर्च में आपका टूथ नंबर कम होगा. लेट्स सी एंड यस, examination revealed one tooth was less in the lower arch. This is classic fusion. यही एक आगे क्वेश्चन आने वाला है, उसमें दे विल पता है क्या बोलेंगे. जेमिनेशन में क्या होता है? जेमिनेशन में क्राउन बड़ा होगा बट रूट एक होगा, कैनाल एक होगा. वेरस फ्यूजन में दो लोग फ्यूज हुए हैं, सो क्राउन इवन दो बड़ा होगा, नीचे से दो दो अलग रूट कैनाल का सिस्टम होगा. एंड सी दिस इज व्हाट इट इज. On the surface, you can see fusion also looks big. So does gemination, but gemination में only one tooth divided. Okay, whereas इसमें two tooth joined. Concrescence is joining only through cementum. Twinning is like complete gemination. जब ये दो tooth divide कर दिए तो एक extra tooth हो जाएगा, 29th tooth हो जाएगा if we are excluding the third molars. 32-year-old female is suffering from gastric ulcer. Which NSAID will be safe? But out of all of this, obviously it will be paracetamol which will be safe. Paracetamol is technically not a NSAID. Iski anti-inflammatory property is quite less. And because it does not really, affect your COX enzymes, it's going to be very safe when it comes to bleeding disorders or when it comes to, gastric problems. Always choose paracetamol in cases. 65-year-old male operated for squamous cell carcinoma requires extraction of premolar tooth. Okay. But there is a prior history of irradiation of the area during radiotherapy. Okay. तो याद रखिएगा, ऐसे लोगों में जिसमें पहले रेडिएशन है एंड यू आर प्लानिंग एन एक्सट्रैक्शन, देयर इज अ हाई रिस्क ऑफ ऑस्टियोरेडियोनेक्रोसिस. दैट इज वो बोन हील ही नहीं होगी क्योंकि रेडिएशन के कारण द ब्लड वैस्कुलेचर हैज कोलैप्स्ड, हीलिंग वोंट बी देयर. So in such cases, recent cancer history, recent irradiation, really extraction के लिए सोच समझ के करिएगा. 6 months में तो मत ही करिएगा. Very high risk of osteoradionecrosis. Vazirani-Akanossi technique of inferior alveolar nerve is indicated. This is closed mouth block to be done in trismus. And as you can see, option A, trismus, best option here. 53-year-old diabetic patient reports with nasal stuffiness and facial edema on one side, left side. Okay, he develops bleeding from the nostril with sloughing also. Okay, Histology shows presence of branched or septate hyphae. भाई कोविड में आपने ब्लैक फंगस म्यूकोरमाइकोसिस का नाम सुना होगा. डायबिटिक लोग, ओके, फुल कॉम्प्रोमाइजेशन ऑफ योर नेजल पैसेजेस, पूरा ब्लैक फंगस, क्लासिक म्यूकोरमाइकोसिस. म्यूकोरमाइकोसिस के लिए रिमेंबर दीज 4 words, मोकू. I remember it that way. So you have some meningoencephalitis, some kind of problem going, ophthalmic problem, as you can see. C is cellulitis because it's going to spread, it's going to involve your nasal passage, turbinates. And U is uncontrolled diabetes mellitus. It's just a short mnemonic. You can use it just for ease. I do it. And these branched, septate hyphae, classic for mucormycosis. How can you differentiate between a white spot lesion and a hypoplastic enamel? ऑप्शन भी नहीं देखेंगे. हमें तो पता है कि जब हम वाटर छिड़कते हैं, हाइड्रेशन करते हैं, white spot will disappear, but the hypoplastic enamel will stay even when it is wet. Okay, hydration. When preparing for a veneer, okay, the dentist spilled hydrofluoric acid on his hand. What will you do to neutralize the acid? Oh my God. So the patient was, the doctor was working, the dental assistant was working. And what happened कि उन्होंने अपने हाथ में ये हाइड्रोफ्लोरिक एसिड गिरा दिया. Wait, this hydrofluoric acid is very dangerous. Why? Because it's got a particular mechanism. This causes deep tissue damage. And ये हमारे टिश्यू में डीपली जाके कैल्शियम एंड मैग्नीशियम को, how do I say? The fluoride ions will penetrate deep into tissues and they will bind with calcium and magnesium. This will cause systemic toxicity, can cause even erythemias, hypocalcemia. So जाहिर सी बात है, आप डायरेक्ट अल्कलाइन नहीं दे सकते, आपको कैल्शियम को रिस्टोर करना है. So the best thing you need to do is give a calcium gluconate gel in order to restore the calcium balance. Okay. 35-year-old female came to clinic with diffuse pain in the jaw. Diffuse pain. Okay, चलते रहो. Radiograph revealed multiple well-defined lytic lesion in the skull and mandible. भाई ये पढ़ते ही या तो मेरे दिमाग में कुछ मल्टीपल माइलोमा या हिस्टोसाइटोसिस एक्स कुछ ऐसे आ रहा है. लेट्स कीप गोइंग. Histology of lesions revealed multiple round immature cells, multiple, with basophilic cytoplasm, definitely inching towards multiple myeloma, prominent nucleolus, and dispersed chromatin. You have all heard of the monoclonal cells, right? Monoclonal antibodies. And see, उसके बाद इन्होंने दिखाया serum immunoanalysis showed the following. तो इस क्वेश्चन में नीट में serum immunolysis में इमेज दी थी जिसमें M spike दिख रहा था. So obviously this is classic multiple myeloma. This is how your classic serum electrophoresis should look. Okay, albumin at the top. This is monoclonal. वो जो बता रहे हैं ना, round immature cells बढ़ गए, basophilic थे. This is M spike जहाँ पे गामा गैमोपैथी हो रही है, गामा सेल्स आपके बहुत बढ़ रहे हैं. Okay, so these are these clonal plasma cells. You can see they're staining for basophilic. The monoclonal M protein spike is there. Obviously, renal failure will be there. Bone lesion, उसने बताया, lytic lesion है. Multiple punched out lesion उसने बताया, skull में. You have anemia also. So obviously, they were asking for multiple myeloma. Endoprotaper with the same diameter area. Now, protaper files are of 2 types, shaping and finishing. ये हम याद रखेंगे. Shaping में SX, S1, S2. Tip size is 19, 17, and 20. Then you have F, the finishing files. इनके sizes 20, 25, and 30. इसमें से they have asked कि कौन से files है जिसका diameter is same. So if you will see these two, S2 and F1, both का diameter is same, 20. Suture line in anterior maxillary radiograph will be visible as ये direct verbatim line है. आंसर बी है. जो suture lines होती है, thin radiolucent area दिखेगा between 2 parallel radiopaque borders. आपके दो बोन दिखेगी उसमें, thin radiolucent line दिखेगी. Okay, direct question है, let's not bother too much. Look at the image. Okay, so this was the image, not exact, but this is the type of image which had come. And they were asking, what is this dotted line? What is it? So you must have heard this is the mucogingival junction. ओके, म्यूकोजिंजाइवल जंक्शन, यहाँ पे आपका अटैच जिंजाइवा, यहाँ पे आपका alveolar mucosa, your free gingival margin will be somewhere here, okay, and interproximal gingiva. Now what they are asking is कि ये म्यूकोजिंजाइवल जंक्शन के बारे में कुछ पर्टिकुलर जानते हैं? So म्यूकोजिंजाइवल जंक्शन remains constant throughout life. इसको याद रखिएगा. Okay. A young 23-year-old man was brought to OPD for assessment. He showed fluent aphasia. Aphasia means not able to pronounce, ठीक है, but fluently. And neologism. He was speaking fast and in an aggressive demeanor which made little sense. So ये इंसान is going through some sort of aphasia. अच्छे से बोल नहीं रहे हैं, बोली इनकी क्लियर नहीं है, but fluent बोल रहे हैं, जल्दी जल्दी बोल रहे हैं, aggressive, थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी में है. There is no history of mental retardation. What area is affected? So you may have heard of Broca's area, area 44, and Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area is in superior temporal gyrus. Okay. Broca's area is in your frontal lobe. Now, in Wernicke's area में अगर disturbance होती है तो किस टाइप की स्पीच हो जाती है आपकी? फ्लुएंट, फास्ट, बट कुछ समझ नहीं आता, बहुत जल्दी जल्दी भी बोलते हैं. बट यही इफ ब्रोकाज अफेजिया होता है, सो पेशेंट थोड़ा आराम से धीरे धीरे बोलता है, नॉन फ्लुएंट, गॉड नोज व्हाट ही इज सेइंग, धीरे धीरे, बट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट ही इज सेइंग. इसमें फ्लुएंट है, फास्ट है, बट you know too fast, too fluent, not making sense. So please remember, for fluent and fast, Wernicke's area. For non-fluent and slow, Broca's area. I hope this is clear. Aphasia. 8-year-old child developed periapical infection in first upper molar, which is probably anaerobic. भाई anaerobic है तो माने मेट्रो ऐड करनी पड़ेगी. Which of the following is the best combination antibiotic for management of such an anaerobic infection? Let's see. भाई metro and clinda, not that ideal, but anaerobic specifically लिखा है तो you should definitely give metro. Even clinda has really good bone penetration, works well against anaerobic. Pipra and cefoxitin, not as potent as the first option. Cefixime and azithro. Cefixime is very safe, but anaerobic. Tetra and azithro. भाई टेट्रासाइक्लिन 8 साल का बच्चा है ना? Let's not really try. I think the best option is not the best, but amongst all the options, I think let's go for metro and clinda. Young female, she has an autosomal recessive disorder and is a carrier. Okay. Carrier माने capital A, phenotypically normal, so she's a carrier, she's not suffering from the disease. And husband is normal, husband बिल्कुल ठीक है, capital A. कैसे ट्रांसमिशन होगा ऑफ इफेक्टेड जीन टू द चिल्ड्रन? तो ऐसे में प्यूनेट स्क्वायर बनाने का है. ओके, सो दिस इज ए द लेडी एंड दिस इज द मेल ए, एंड यू कैन सी इसमें 2 चिल्ड्रन will have 50% chance of being absolutely normal, 2% will again be carriers, and this is what you have to choose: 50% carrier, 50% normal. 33-year-old female lost her posterior teeth few years back. What is the effect of posterior tooth loss on residual alveolar ridge? So मैं आपको बता दूं, जब posterior teeth lost हो जाते हैं, especially in mandible, the residual ridge resorption occurs progressively. धीरे धीरे ridge resorption होता है. क्या होता है? हाइट डिक्रीज हो जाती है. जो मेंटल फोरामेन जो रिज के पहले नीचे था, धीरे धीरे ऐसा लगता है ऊपर जा रहा है, क्रेस्ट के पास जा रहा है. सो व्हाट विल हैपन, क्योंकि मेंटल फोरामेन इज शिफ्टिंग टुवर्ड्स द क्रेस्ट, जब हम डेंचर डालेंगे, डेंचर दबाएगा वो मेंटल फोरामेन को, जिसके कारण वो मेंटल नर्व पे प्रेशर पड़ने के कारण यू विल हैव पेरिस्थीजिया, म्यूकोजल ट्रॉमा, पेन. सो इन ऑप्शंस में इन्हें पूछा कि पोस्टीरियर टूथ लॉस में क्या क्या होगा. भाई हाइट कम हो रही है ना, आपका alveolar ridge height is decreasing, mental foramen ऐसा लगता है ऊपर जा रहा है. So look at this option. Mental foramen moved upwards, causing trauma to the mucosa. This seems to be the best. Okay, I hope you do understand. We're not able to go through each and every option because we are definitely short on time. It's a very huge paper, less days. Okay, 56-year-old chronic alcoholic patient. ठीक है. अल्कोहलिक पेशेंट, काफी कुछ ये लोग पूछ सकते हैं. लेट्स सी. केम टू इमरजेंसी विद ऑल्टर्ड मेंटल स्टेटस. ठीक है. His blood alcohol levels were 0.2. He had a potential neuropsychiatric disorder. Are they trying to tell me something? Have I heard about Wernicke-Korsakoff psychosis? Let's see. He has very low mental score and could not even remember 3 items shown to him very few minutes earlier. भाई मेमोरी नहीं है, बिल्कुल मेमोरी नहीं है, बहुत सीवियर एमनीशिया है. Which vitamin deficiency is he suffering from? This is Wernicke-Korsakoff B1 thiamine deficiency. Let's look at the thiamine deficiency diseases. So a lot of confusion. Ataxia, ophthalmoplegia, confabulation, memory loss, not able to associate. Even 3 items जो कुछ मिनट पहले दिखाएगा, he has no idea. Okay. So B1 deficiency, mentally compromised and alcoholic, classic Wernicke-Korsakoff. They're asking about thiamine deficiency. Yeah. You can pause this slide for a second and just go through the others. Wet peri-peri, dry peri-peri, yeah. Lot of manifestations of thiamine deficiency. Shape of bite mark of maxillary central incisors, yaad kar lijiye, looks like a rectangle. Which of the following is not a requisite for lower anterior inclined plane? Okay, so this is lower anterior inclined plane. किस चीज को ठीक करने के लिए रहता है? क्रॉस बाइट्स, एंटीरियर क्रॉस बाइट ठीक करने के लिए रहता है. ओके, अब हमें क्रॉस बाइट ठीक करनी है तो क्या क्या जरूरी हो सकता है, क्या जरूरी नहीं है. लेट्स गो. एडिक्वेट विड्थ ऑफ पैलेट. देखिए भाई, लोअर एंटीरियर इंक्लाइंड प्लेन है, क्रॉस बाइट ठीक करनी है तो यस, ऊपर के इंसाइजेस की विड्थ होनी जरूरी है. द पैलेट, आई एम सॉरी, पैलेट की विड्थ होनी जरूरी है बिकॉज वी नीड टू अलाउ फॉरवर्ड मूवमेंट ऑफ मैक्सिलरी इंसाइजर्स. देखो क्रॉस बाइट है, ओके, वी वांट कि मैक्सिलरी इंसाइजर भी आगे चढ़ के अच्छे से ग्रो हो. सो वी नीड दैट विड्थ. वी नीड मैक्सिलरी इंसाइजर जिसमें स्पेस हो. स्पेसिंग नहीं होगी तो वो आगे लेबियली मूव नहीं करेगा. यस. ऑल्सो डीप बाइट होगी तो बेटर है क्योंकि रिटेंशन एंड इफेक्टिवनेस ऑफ द इंक्लाइंड प्लेन बेटर रहेगी. ओके, सो इन ऑप्शंस में हमें तीनों चाहिए. विड्थ चाहिए, स्पेसिंग चाहिए इंसाइजरों के बीच, डीप बाइट होगी तो रिटेंशन अच्छा होगा. डू वी वांट द परमानेंट मैंडिबुलर कैनाइन्स टू बी फुली इरप्टेड? सो ऑनेस्टली नो. We actually use this lower anterior inclined plane best when you're, in your mixed dentition, when your canines have not erupted. That is the best time when it works, honestly. A 6-year-old child reported with loosening of posterior teeth. Okay. Blood reports are normal. Okay. Radiographic picture showed loss of lamina dura around the tooth with evidence of bone loss. भाई ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ब्लड रिपोर्ट नॉर्मल है. हर्लर्स डिजीज ना. हर्लर्स डिजीज में मैक्रोग्लॉसिया, लॉट ऑफ अदर सिम्टम्स, मेंटल रिटार्डेशन. मल्टीपल माइलोमा में ब्लड रिपोर्ट नॉर्मल नहीं हो सकती. यू विल हैव दोज मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज, नॉट रियली पॉसिबल. यूसिनोफिलिक ग्रैन्युलोमा, yes. Floating teeth, yes. It is a form of Langerhans cell histiocytosis. चिल्ड्रन में होता है, फ्लोटिंग टीथ होते हैं. इसमें क्लासिक जो इन्हें लिखा ना, लॉस ऑफ लेमाइना ड्यूरा, इट इज क्लासिक. लोकलाइज्ड बोन लीजन मैंडिबल में है ना, एंड ब्लड रिपोर्ट्स आर नॉर्मल. ये वाली लाइन बहुत डिस्टिंक्ट थी, प्लीज रिमेंबर. इनिशियल स्टेज ऑफ जिंजिवाइटिस विल बी एसोसिएटेड विद इंक्रीज इन. तो भाई आपने ये MMP 8 और 9 बहुत पढ़ा होगा. मैट्रिक्स मेटालोप्रोटीज ये जो है, ये सीवियर जिंजिवाइटिस, सीवियर पेरियोडोंटाइटिस में इंक्रीज होते हैं. इस ऑप्शन के लिए हमारा बेस्ट ऑप्शन इज बी. ओके, सो व्हाट हैपेंस इन इनिशियल जिंजिवाइटिस? देखिए, वैस्कुलर डायलिटेशन होगा, परमिबिलिटी बढ़ेगी, ल्यूकोसाइट्स माइग्रेट करेंगे इनटू द जिंजाइवल टिश्यू. सो जो की मॉलिक्यूल हमारे इंक्रीज होंगे, इट विल बी IAM1. दिस इज इंटरसेल्यूलर, इंटर नॉट इंट्रा, इंटरसेल्यूलर एडिशन मॉलिक्यूल, क्योंकि परमिएबिलिटी बढ़ रही है. एंड वैस्कुलर सेल एडिशन मॉलिक्यूल, ये क्या करेंगे? जो स्टेज 1 जिंजिवाइटिस है उसको और फैसिलिटेट करेंगे. ल्यूकोसाइट एडिशन करेंगे एंडोथीलियम में. ओके, WBCs भेजेंगे, ट्रांसमाइग्रेशन करवाएंगे इनटू इन्फ्लेम टिश्यू. So the option intercellular B Option B is the best here. Which ortho wire has the least modulus of elasticity? So let me tell you, amongst the ortho wires, देखो जिसकी मॉड्यूलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी ज्यादा माने वो सबसे ज्यादा स्टिफ. ओके, सो स्टेनलेस स्टील की सबसे ज्यादा होती है, बीटा टाइटेनियम मिडिल, cobalt chromium, yes, again very high modulus of elasticity, especially when heat hardened, heat treated. Whereas martensite night eye की stiffness सबसे कम होती है, इसीलिए we use it in initial alignment. And you have austenitic and martensite, so martensite is much more popular. Okay, actually both are quite good in that way, but night eye has the least modulus of elasticity. Okay, please remember stainless steel maximum, then cobalt chromium, then TMA beta titanium intermediate, and night eye is the lowest. Okay, so martensite becomes most flexible. Austenite is also extremely remarkable when it comes to uses in ortho wires. A 39-year-old female came with a complaint of swelling in the lower posterior tooth. Radiograph revealed a cyst between two mandibular bicuspid premolars के बीच, and ये हमारा आंसर इधर है. Associated tooth was vital मतलब radicular cyst वगैरह तो हो ही नहीं सकता, and non-carious. This is classic lateral periodontal cyst. This is how it looks like between the two bicuspids. Minimum inter-implant distance between two adjacent implants, ये classic आपने याद किया होगा, 3 mm रहता है. Okay, there's a huge chart like implant distance from vital structures, from each other, from surrounding tooth, 1.5 mm. So just to remember all that, yeah? From mental nerve, from inferior alveolar nerve, need to remember that. A 27-year-old female reported with a history of sharp stabbing pain of short duration elicited by touch, okay? Touch on the left cheek. Pain was unilateral and has been there since last few weeks. No local cause can be identified. Definitely seems to be some sort of neuralgia. And if you look at the place, trigger zone involvement, this seems to be a case of trigeminal neuralgia. Trigeminal neuralgia के लिए best answer would have been carbamazepine. But because it is not here, let me tell you that baclofen is a wonder drug. It's actually an adjunct alternative drug. अगर carbamazepine नहीं है, you should go for baclofen. Second line drug होता है for trigeminal neuralgia. Sumatriptan in the option is for migraine. Acetaminophen not really for neuralgic pain. Gabapentin also, yes, you can give in neuropathic pain, but not the first line. First line is carbamazepine followed by baclofen for trigeminal neuralgia. During the 6th week in utero, a U-shaped band of odontogenic epithelium grew at the site of the future dental arches. What will it form? So this is the primary epithelial band. This primary epithelial band will give rise to dental lamina, जो tooth buds form करेगा, and vestibular lamina, जो oral vestibule form करेगा. Okay, so that's why इस option का इस answer में जिसमें 6th week in utero they asked future dental arches के लिए कौन important है? It's primary epithelial band. Dental lamina is a part of it. Enamel, no. Meckel's cartilage will derive your form parts of mandible actually. A female with a hot tooth is provided LA, but LA didn't work. Why? Option B. क्योंकि hot tooth, the local anesthesia will remain unionized in an inflamed area. Unionized होगा, क्रॉस ही नहीं कर पाएगा, अपना एक्शन ही नहीं कर पाएगा. 44-year-old male received a slash injury from a broken glass bottle on cheek, after which he was unable to lift the lower eyelid and could not smile. Definitely facial nerve गई है. What structure has been damaged? Okay, so facial nerve is not given directly, but if you can see parotid injury, we know the facial nerve, the terminal branches traverse through parotid gland. They don't innervate it. They traverse through it. So parotid injury is the best answer here. A 53-year-old male who is a chronic smoker comes with an indurated non-healing ulcer. By non-healing indurated cancer hai, on lower lip since 2 months. He is diagnosed with lower SCC. First lymph node, याद रखिएगा, if you have seen that picture, आपके lower lip से first lymph nodes आपके submental lymph nodes होते हैं. You can see over here. We all have that picture in BD Chaurasya, where this whole middle part is draining into the submandibular, this part is draining into the preauricular, and yahan se jitna tha, it is draining into the submental, as you can see. Oxidized cellulose is best used as, oxidized cellulose is a styptic, bleeding rokta hai. Okay, so option B. I'm sorry, I'm brushing through, but so many questions to discuss, we can't get into too deep, yeah? Okay, this one is a little complex, so let's go. Female with acute pain in abdomen and vomiting reports to emergency. USG was done, which revealed pancreatic swelling. Okay, she got diagnosed with acute pancreatitis. Fine. Histopathologically, we saw white chalky areas with fat cells, जिसमें shadowy outline थी. What is the cause? Oh my God. Let's break it at a time. Acute pancreatitis has been diagnosed. White chalky areas with fat cells with shadow. This means fat necrosis is there. Continue. In acute pancreatitis, जब pancreas damage होते हैं, they release lot of pancreatic enzymes, especially lipase, pancreatic lipase. Lipase का काम is to break down the triglycerides into free fatty cells. इसी के कारण those fatty cells are being released so much, and those shadowy outlines are all because of this. Now these fatty cells will go and combine with calcium. ओके ये फैटी सेल्स ऐसे नहीं है कि रहते हैं, ये कैल्शियम से जाके चिपक जाते हैं और तभी चौकी वाइट एरिया बनते हैं. इस प्रोसेस को फैट सैपोनिफिकेशन बोलते हैं. Okay, so they asked what is happening. Why can't I just choose option C even though it is so correct? But this is the action. What was the cause? The cause was because lipase enzyme was being released. ये lipase जाके free fatty acid निकाला, free fatty acid जाके calcium पे चिपका, shadow बनाया, okay, and this was the saponification. So saponification is not the cause, it's the outcome. The cause is release of lipase. Okay, I know it's a little tough, but yeah, that's the breakdown of it. Okay, a neonate had a neural tube defect for which he was being operated. During operation, now we have three layers. We know PAD, right? Pia mater from inside out. Pia mater, arachnoid, and dura. During operation, they saw that they were able to separate the dura and the arachnoid easily around the spinal cord. Spinal cord exposed नहीं हुई, but ये दोनों आराम से separate हो गए. And what they saw that a vertebral arch was missing also. What is this? This is the most simplest form of spina bifida called as spina bifida occulta. इसमें you can see one vertebrae is missing and tuft hair is growing. So what is this? This is spina bifida occulta. It's the mildest, most common hidden form, जिसमें vertebrae के बीच एक small gap होता है. Okay, but don't worry. The spinal cord is not exposed, right? It's not exposed. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Obviously, meningocele, myelomeningocele, much more complex. Spinal cord की भी बिल्कुल वाट लगी हुई है, if you will. So, next question. Mesolingual developmental groove, direct question है. ये हमारे mandibular first molar में दिखता है. Lower fours. Oddland bodies are present in the spinous layer. What do they do? So these oddland bodies are modified lamellar bodies. Lamellar. Okay. You can say they kind of store lipids. Okay, oddland body. And question generally एक तो ये आता है कि ये है क्या, तो ये modified lamellar bodies है. Second question जो आता है कहाँ पे present होते हैं, तो generally stratum granulosum, stratum spinosum में present रहते हैं. Okay. 35-year-old male came with a gunshot wound around half an hour back. Now the hematoma in his face is there. It is expanding. Okay, life-threatening. Strider, he's not able to breathe. What will you do? टाइम नहीं वेस्ट कर सकते. सबसे पहले ABCDE एयरवे को पेटेंट करना है. वी हैव टू सिक्योर द एयरवे. कैसे करेंगे? नेजल इंट्यूबेशन कैन वी डू? भाई फेशियल ट्रॉमा हुआ है, एक्सपैंडिंग हेमाटोमा है, कांट डू. ओरो एंडोट्रेकियल इंटुबेशन कांट डू बिकॉज ब्लीडिंग हो रही है, हेमेटोमा है, स्ट्राइडर है, ओके, एयरवे लॉस होने वाला है, स्ट्राइडर है, सो वी नीड टू गो फॉर अ क्रिकोथायरोटोमी, fast procedure, fastest, safest emergency airway procedure. We are going to bypass this entire upper airway obstruction and we're going to go directly. Indicated in severe facial trauma, unsafe intubation, rapidly progressing airway compromise. Don't waste time. You have to be fast. 43-year-old patient wanted a bridge to replace the missing lower left molar. He had a gag reflex, okay? So what elastomer with the shortest setting time had to be selected? Which elastomer will you go for? Direct question, you will go for an adhesion silicone. Most remarkable, really fast. Can't go for a polyvinyl siloxane or something. Too long, nasty smell, even though, yes, it's biocompatible. Again, polyether, too rigid. So adhesion silicone is the best, most remarkable. Come setting time, versatility, repeat nahi karna, it's the best, okay? Now, 10-year-old child reported to emergency in a semi-conscious state. He was vomiting, having severe abdominal pain. He was reported to have ingested 10 tabs of paracetamol. Simple question है, antidote पूछ रहा है, and acetylcysteine is the antidote for PCM poisoning. एक patient आया, child with cleft lip and palate and has to be operated for cleft palate. कब करोगे? Cleft lip पूछता तो rule of 10th week, 3 months. Palate पूछ रहा है 9 months से 18 months, option C best. 42-year-old male, traumatic injury to the spine. Reports with symptoms of loss of vibration, sense, fine touch, motor sensation on the same side. इसी तरफ चोट लगी, इस तरफ की ये सारी चीजें चली गई. And पेन एंड टेम्परेचर दूसरे तरफ का नहीं अप्रिशिएट हो पा रहा है. दिस इज ब्राउन सिक्वार्ड सिंड्रोम, क्लासिक हेमीसेक्शन लीजन, ओके. लॉस ऑफ, याद रखना, सेम साइड एज इंजरी पे, वाइब्रेशन, लाइट टच, मोटर लॉस, ऑपोजिट साइड में पेन टेम्परेचर लॉस. एब्जॉर्प्शन एंड एडजॉर्प्शन इन रिस्पेक्ट टू डेंटल मटेरियल क्या ट्रू है? एक एक नहीं पढ़ेंगे, याद रखिएगा. एडसॉर्प्शन एक सरफेस फेनोमेनन रहता है, एब्जॉर्प्शन बल्क फेनोमेनन होता है. बल्क एब्जॉर्ब कर रहे हो आप, उसमें डिफ्यूजन इन्वॉल्व है. Adsorption, on the other hand, is a surface phenomenon. Okay. Identify the specimen characteristic shown in ground section. We don't have the exact image they had asked, but let me tell you, they had asked the H to H, the butt junction, where enamel and cementum were touching on point. If you want to talk about the frequency, you should know that this overlapping in CJ, okay, it occurs in 60% cases, the H to H is in 30%, and gap is in 10%. 53-year-old male reported with symptoms of nasal congestion and discharge since 3 months. Later, he developed swelling of skin of cheek. Skin involvement generally बहुत कम चीजों में होता है. नोमा में पढ़ा होगा आपने, मैलिग्नेंसी में पढ़ा होगा. देखते हैं. There was swelling of upper gums with loosening, spontaneous exfoliation also. What is the possible cause? But this is too aggressive. Okay, happening too fast. 3 महीने में इतना कुछ हो गया कि स्किन, आपके दांत गिर गए, has to be malignancy. Because your maxillary sinusitis and all can't be so severe कि भाई exfoliation ही हो जा रहा है. Yes, I can understand the swelling and the pain, but exfoliation होना, skin involvement होना, lot of cause for concern. 65-year-old female, she wanted implants for missing molar, but she has a history of rheumatoid arthritis. माने बिस्फोस्फोनेट्स खा रही होंगी, देखो यही लिखा है, लास्ट 10 years से. ओ माय गॉड, बहुत साल से बिस्फोस्फोनेट्स खा रही है. What is the risk you need to know about? So if you might have heard, you may have heard of Bronch and Mronj, M-R-O-N-J. Now see, long-term use of bisphosphonates, 10 years. बिस्फोस्फोनेट करते क्या है भाई? देखो, र्यूमेटॉइड एरिथ्राइटिस था लेडी को. बिस्फोस्फोनेट हम क्यों देते हैं? जिससे ये ऑस्टियोक्लास्टिक एक्टिविटी कम हो जाए और बोन रिजॉर्प्शन कम हो जाए. ठीक है, तो इसके कारण, क्योंकि अब रिजॉर्ब नहीं हो रही है बोन, बोन ना बहुत डेंस हो जाएगी, बट अच्छे से रीमॉडल नहीं होगी. डेंस होगी बट वोंट बी दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग. With time, blood supply will also be less. Now, ऐसे केस में इसको बोलते हैं MRONJ, medication related osteonecrosis of the jaw. So you've got a very thick bone, but it's not having that good blood supply, not that good modeling. Now let's say आपने extraction किया या implant डालना है, ये बोन गाइस ऑलमोस्ट मरी हुई है, ब्लड सप्लाई नहीं है, ऑस्टियोनेक्रोसिस है उसमें, मेडिकेशन के कारण, हमारी भी मजबूरी थी, हमें एरिथ्राइटिस के कारण देना पड़ा. So bisphosphonates can induce this MRONJ, and that is what the answer is. Option A, jaw osteonecrosis. Following bleaching, there can be compromised adhesion between composite and tooth. Okay. देखो ब्लीचिंग में क्या होता है, फ्री रेडिकल बहुत निकलते हैं, खूब सारा लॉट्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन निकल जाता है. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, पॉलीमराइजेशन कैन बी इम्पेयर्ड, क्योंकि टू मच ऑफ रेसिड्यूअल ऑक्सीजन, ज्यादा ही फ्री ऑक्सीजन है. हमें एक ऐसी चीज देनी पड़ेगी जिसमें हम ये ऑक्सीजन निकाल दे, लाइक एन एंटी ऑक्सीडेंट. नाउ द क्वेश्चन दे आर आस्किंग इज व्हिच एजेंट कैन बी गिवन यूज्ड प्रायर टू कॉम्पोजिट. कॉम्पोजिट लगाने से पहले ही एक काम करते हैं कि एजेंट लगा देते हैं, ब्लीचिंग. ओके, यूज प्रायर टू कॉम्पोजिट, जैसे ब्लीचिंग की फिर एक एजेंट लगाओ, उसके बाद कॉम्पोजिट डालो. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं चाहती हूँ जो फालतू का जो ऑक्सीजन है निकल जाए, राइट? So we will give an antioxidant, and the answer here is sodium ascorbate. Just see, bleaching agents, they release free oxygen, radicals. Some oxygen, अभी जो बचा हुआ ऑक्सीजन था ना, क्या होता है ब्लीचिंग करने के कारण ये फंसा रह जाता है, it will be stuck in the enamel and the dentine. Now, what is the problem? ऑक्सीजन रहने देते हैं. What is the problem? Composite जो हमको बाद में बॉन्ड करना है, it will not bond that well because of the residual oxygen. You know, the oxygen will scavenge the free radical. The proper polymerization by composite ऊपर सेट करना है, वो तो सेट ही नहीं होगा क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन अभी भी उधर पड़ा हुआ है. वो ऑक्सीजन will disturb with the setting and the polymerization of the composite. So you need to ensure that the oxygen goes away. You need an agent which will neutralize this free oxygen, and that is why sodium ascorbate works well. It is a powerful antioxidant. It will neutralize the free radicals. It will restore good bond strength, induce good polymerization. Why not the other options? EDTA is not an antioxidant. It is just a chelating agent. Smear layer hatata hai. Citric acid is an etchant, not an antioxidant. Sodium bicarbonate is a buffering agent, not a antioxidant, not a free radical removal. Okay? So go for sodium ascorbate. Now, direct question है, ये आपने बहुत बार solve किया होगा. 23-year-old female got an all ceramic crown for her upper missing left canine. What should be done to give the crown that lustrous and glowy appearance? So we will apply an overglaze or a natural glaze after we are done with the finishing and polishing and contouring. Yeah. Direct question है, you must have read it word verbatim. I don't want to talk too much about this. Now, a nurse got a needle prick injury from a known hepatitis B carrier. Post-exposure prophylaxis. Okay. Anyways, पूछ क्या रहा है? Let's see. To rule out transmission of the infection to the nurse, which is the first serological marker? Always remember, it is HBsAg. HBsAg, Australian antigen. This will be the first marker अगर hepatitis B आ गया है तो. HBeAg talks about the infectivity. Okay. IgM, anti HBC, this is what our body makes first. If this is there, that means acute infection is there and the body has made the antibodies to fight it. Okay, the IgG and all will come later. HBeAg is a marker of infectivity. HBcAg is not detectable in serum only. You don't detect it in serum. ये बस liver cells के अंदर होता है. IgM will appear later. So for the first marker you have to look for is HBsAg. Okay, mother of a 3-year-old child came with a complaint of multiple caries in the child's mouth. There's a history of nighttime bottle feeding. I think we know where the question is heading. The DMFS score was 4. An examination reveals that even the maxillary anterior teeth are involved. This maxillary anterior teeth are involved. ये क्लासिक सीवियर ईसीसी का डिनोशन है। ओके, ईसीसी आपको पता है, अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केरीज, ओके, नाइट टाइम बॉटल फीडर, ओके, or your maxillary anterior is going for a bunt. Typical signs, okay, I'm sure you must have solved such questions lots of times. Which of the following is a type of experimental research design? So if you look at the options, take a second and look at the options. Okay, what is experimental research design? So an experimental research design is a study in which the intervention is done by the researcher. Okay, so you will do something and you will see what will happen. Why this program evaluation fits? So let's say I implemented a program, मैंने एक oral health education I started, then I want to measure its impact. So what I'll do, I'll see a before comparison before I gave them that oral health education, and then I will see after the education whether any changes came or not. So there are control groups and then there are intervention groups. So it's like a quasi experimental, okay? I'm experimenting, I'm intervening. Now, what about the other options? Systematic review. Systematic review mein, the researcher is only going to, look at the previous studies and he's going to summarize the existing studies, not doing any intervention. There is something called as trends analysis. You are going to analyze and observe data over time. Okay, again, no intervention, only observing and putting your results. Expense and manpower assessment, again, one of the options, is not a research design. Okay, you're just, it's like a tool, plan kaise karna hai, how to go about it. Okay, you can pause this question one more time. Okay, and you can read these. I hope it's clear. Now, let's finish it off. I told you this question will come. So this time, again, huge tooth is there, but two crowns. Two crown, one pulp chamber, two root canal. One pulp chamber, two crown. This is gemination. इसमें the tooth number will increase. Okay? Fusion में दो tooth had fused. In gemination, one kind of formed two. Okay? I hope it's clear. 52-year-old male came with an injury to the left side of the face, after which he complained of weaknesses in the facial muscles. There was loss of wrinkling, okay, drooping. Again, bhai, facial nerve palsy. Aapka Bell's palsy sign hai. Facial nerve is the answer. Functionally generated path occlusion is used to establish. What is this FGP? Functionally generated path एक technique होता है in which the patient will do chewing movement. They'll move the mandible and they will record it directly. So इसमें functional contacts के pathway होते हैं. Basically, we let the patient generate their own occlusion during movement, chewing. What will it record? Now, due to chewing, you're not only recording protrusion, you're going to record lateral movements. These are dynamic, not static. तो अगर आप देखोगे functionally generated path जिसमें function करने के बाद the patient is generating his pathway, you're seeing a dynamic occlusion, not seeing centric. Centric is static, protrusive is only one, static is out. Dynamic occlusion will have both protrusion and lateral movement. And as I said, why the others are wrong? Central occlusion is static, that teeth is, in maximum intercuspation, no movement. Protrusion is only one type of movement. Lateral movement kahan hai? Static occlusion is again no movement. So I hope it was clear. Superior bulb of the internal jugular vein is related to which part of tympanic cavity? In first year BD Chaurasia, if you have drawn the diagrams of middle ear, you should know that the floor, you can see this diagram. So this is the floor, this is the middle ear cavity. This floor is concerned with the superior bulb of the IJV. Per 100 gram per deciliter rise of glucose, in management of hyperglycemic hyperosmolar state, how much sodium needs to be administered? So this is a fluid dynamic question. I want you to know something. What happens in a severe hyperglycemic state? High glucose in the blood will pull because of so much of osmolarity. ज़्यादा glucose होने के कारण the water out of cells will also come. Okay, lot of cells के अंदर का पानी भी बाहर आ जाएगा. So the sodium which was existing in the serum, it will get diluted because extra water has come from the cells because of too much of sugar, too much of high glucose. So sodium नहीं कम हुआ, but पानी इतना ज्यादा आ गया कि dilute हो गया. Getting it? So it appears falsely low. It feels like sodium has fallen, but actually too much of water has come, so it's become diluted. So for every 100 gram per deciliter rise in glucose above normal, okay, if 100 mg per deciliter glucose rise होगा, sodium will decrease by 1.5 milli equivalent per liter. इस वैल्यू को याद कर लीजिए. Okay, 1.5 milli equivalent per liter. Chalo, last two questions. For now, a 5-year-old girl reported with abdominal pain, body rash, thin sparse hair, patchy hair loss, drooling or saliva and slurred speech. Itna मैं बता दूं, this is definitely some sort of metallic poisoning. What is the diagnosis? So the answer is mercury poisoning, but let us see why we are going to get there. So it can't be arsenic poisoning. Why? Let's look at the symptoms. GI distress, yes, it was there, but garlic odor. Now in arsenic, hair loss, drooling, slurred speech is not there. Okay, so arsenic is out. Next, lead poisoning. Lead poisoning mein, yes, you have abdominal pain. Yes, you have neural tissue. But again, that patchy hair loss, drooling, no, not in lead either. Bismuth poisoning. Bismuth poisoning is rare. Okay, usme generally you have those gum discoloration, those black lines. Is there some name you know of that black line due to bismuth? Any line which comes on your mind? I'm not going to answer it. So the best option is mercury poisoning. In mercury poisoning, this is a mnemonic you'll remember, smell black tea. Salivation, drooling is there. Membranous colitis, okay? Pet dard, all the abdominal symptoms. Lens deposition, black line deposit on gums. Intentional tremors. Erythrism, okay? All the patchy hair loss, acrodynia. So the best option here is mercury poisoning. And with this, the last question for now. 34-year-old patient, he received a superficial cut on the lateral side of the neck. Which structure is likely to be damaged and can cause air embolism? So let me tell you, इनने आंसर दे दिया है. Superficial cut on the lateral side of the neck में superficially, देखो IGV आपकी बहुत deep होती है. Okay, common carotid artery is very deep. Superficially, we have the EGV, external jugular vein. Okay, when a superficial cut is there, EGV can get injured. And when injured above the clavicle, क्या रहता है? Due to negative intrathoracic pressure, air gets sucked in. Okay, क्योंकि breathing तो करनी है. During inspiration, the air gets sucked in, right? And causes air embolism due to that superficial cut, due to EGV being injured. The EGV will pierce deep cervical fascia also above the clavicle. Specifically, जब ये superficial cut is above the clavicle, that is when this air embolism occurs. Okay, what happens is EGV will pierce the deep cervical fascia to go in the subclavial vein, and because through such a deep cervical fascia pierce करते हुए जाता है, it does not even clot properly when it's cut. That is why due to the inspirational negative intrathoracic pressure, air embolism occurs. Okay, due to EGV. So this was part 1 for NEET MDS 2025. Let's continue part 2 shortly. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. Thank you.